So let's just get right to it. The big question on everyone's mind, is AI going to take my job? I mean, you hear it everywhere, right? In the office, in class, maybe even late at night when you're supposed to be studying. Are we all about to be replaced? Or is there something else going on here? We're going to dig into the reality behind all the headlines, and I think you'll find the answer isn't what you expect.
Okay, let's kick things off with just one number, 30%. Now, this isn't some random statistic pulled out of a report. No. This number represents a feeling, a very real, very widespread anxiety that's kind of sweeping through the entire workforce.
Yep, you heard that correctly. Almost a third of the US workforce is genuinely worried about being automated right out of a job. And look, if you're a student or you're just getting your career started, that feeling of, well, uncertainty, it can be totally overwhelming. It's a real concern, and I want to be clear, you are definitely not alone in feeling this way. So, the big question is this fear actually justified? I mean, should you be worried? Let's really dive into the data and see what's actually going on.
All right, first things first, we have to wrap our heads around the sheer scale of this. This isn't just, a problem in one country or one industry. This is a truly global thing.
Remember that 30% fear we were just talking about? Well, it's connected to some absolutely mind-boggling projections, like this one, 300 million. That's how many jobs worldwide could be impacted by AI. We're talking about a massive global economic shift. And whether we like it or not, we're all in this together. But here's the thing, a huge number like that, it doesn't really tell the whole story. The reality is much more nuanced. This disruption isn't hitting everyone the same way. So let's break it down and see who's really most at risk and, just as importantly, where the new opportunities are starting to pop up. And when you start looking at the data, a pretty big disparity shows up. Get this. In the US, 79% of working women are in jobs considered high risk for automation. For men, that number is 58%. Now, why is that? Well, it's largely because women are overrepresented in jobs like admin, clerical work, and customer service. And those are exactly the kinds of routine tasks that AI is getting really, really good at. And this really gets to a key idea here. It's about redefinition, not just replacement. So yeah, while jobs like data entry and customer service reps are definitely at risk, other fields are absolutely booming. We're seeing explosive growth in areas like information security, specialized healthcare, think nurse practitioners, and green energy jobs like wind turbine technicians. It's like the whole job market is shifting under our feet, and as some doors close, new ones are swinging wide open. Okay, so let's zoom in a bit. Let's talk about one of the most hotly debated fields right now, software engineering. I mean, if the coders themselves are getting worried, what does that mean for everybody else, right? And look, this worry isn't just coming out of thin air. When the CEO of Amazon, Andy Jassy, comes out and says he expects AI to shrink their workforce, people listen. That's the view coming from the absolute top of the corporate ladder. And he's not alone. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, basically says something similar. His take is that engineers are about to become so ridiculously productive using AI that down the line, yeah, maybe we just won't need as many of them. It's a vision of pure efficiency, and the logical endpoint is, well, a smaller team. Okay, but then you have a totally different story coming from the people who are actually on the ground, using these tools every day. Check out this comment from a programmer on Reddit. They see it completely differently. For them, AI isn't a replacement, it's a miracle tool. It's a power tool. It doesn't make the person obsolete, it makes a competent person unbelievably powerful. This whole fear, this idea that a new technology is going to wipe out skilled jobs, it's not new at all. In fact, if we look back, we've seen this exact same kind of panic play out before, even in the world of programming. Just take a look at this. Back in the 1950s, programmers were terrified of something called compilers, basically tools that translate human code into machine code. And their fears? They sound almost identical to what we're hearing about AI today. Oh, the output is shoddy, it devalues human skill, and the big one, it's going to make us all obsolete. But what actually happened? The complete opposite. Compilers didn't kill programming. They blew the doors wide open. By taking care of all the tedious, low-level stuff, they made coding way more accessible. This led to a software explosion and a gigantic, unprecedented demand for more programmers, not less. So what history seems to be telling us is that adaptation, not obsolescence, is the name of the game. So with that in mind, let's get practical. What can you actually do to future-proof your career in this new world? Well, if you need a little motivation, how about this?
56%. That's the average pay bump that people with AI-related skills are earning right now. The market isn't just whispering you should adapt, it's shouting it with a serious financial incentive attached.
So what skills are we talking about here? Okay, on the technical side, things like data analysis are huge. You gotta understand the information that these AI models run on. Understanding the basics of machine learning is also key, just so you know how these things work. Cybersecurity is, well, more critical than ever. And then there's this new, super important skill popping up, prompt writing. Seriously, learning how to talk to an AI effectively is becoming just as valuable as knowing how to code.
But listen, tech skills are only half the picture. The other half is all about the stuff that makes us human. We've got to double down on critical thinking so we can actually judge what the AI gives us. Communication, empathy, teamwork, those are irreplaceable. And then there's adaptability, being ready to learn the next new tool, and ethical judgment, which is crucial for steering this technology in the right direction. These are the skills AI can't copy. It can only work alongside them.
And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, and honestly, it might be the most important one, because this goes way beyond our individual careers. This is about the kind of world we're all building together with these incredibly powerful new tools. We really have to start asking some tough questions. Like, if an AI denies someone a loan or makes a bad medical call, who's responsible? The person who wrote the code? The company that used it? The doctor who trusted it? Figuring out who's accountable, that's one of the biggest challenges we face right now. And think about this. AI learns from the data we feed it. So if our data is full of existing biases about race or gender or anything else, well, the AI is just going to learn those biases and maybe even make them worse. So how do we stop that? How do we make sure this tech helps build a fairer future instead of just cementing the inequalities we already have? And that leads to the final and maybe the biggest question of all. This AI revolution is going to create a staggering amount of wealth and productivity. So the real question is, how do we make sure those benefits are shared by everyone? How do we ensure that this incredible transformation lifts all of us up and not just a handful of people at the top? That, right there, is the challenge that lies ahead for every single one of us.